Hey everybody. So, this is a post I never thought I'd have to make, but it's time to swallow the pride and do it. So, 2023, I decided I was going back racing after taking a couple years off, but I was going to change divisions. I was going to go to iNext Legend. Little 5/8 scale, 34 model like Ford sedans, coupes, things like that. Sweet little cars, run on motorcycle motors. Other than the initial expense, pretty cheap cars to run. Fuel's cheap. Um, Parts are fairly cheap for the most part. Pretty good cars to run. So I decided to go that route, and which meant I had to travel race. Drive from South Dakota into North Dakota every week to go racing, 2-3 nights a week usually, and had an absolute blast. Me and the dummy. There he is, Luke. Luke. Hey, there he is. Me and Luke. Most of y'all know him. Most of y'all have seen him. He's my buddy. Anyways, so we did that. Race 2023 had a massive learning curve going from a big full-size car to this little 1,400-pound, 8.5-foot long car that power to weight ratio is ridiculous. Beginning of the year wasn't good. It was a steep learning curve, but we finished every race, and that was the first year goal, to finish as many races as possible. All said and done, we raced, I believe it was 31 races all year long. Traveled all throughout the Dakotas, racing, met some amazing people. My buddies in North Dakota, my racing guys, I was a nobody, and from there, nothing. And from day one, they lent me a hand, lent me their shops, lent me parts, tools, you name it, and we're there to help. And most of them's wives helped take care of the moron while I was busy, which was fantastic. So ended up finishing number one in South Dakota, which I think there was only 3 of us, so it's not really saying much. But finished somewhere in the top 50, 49th or something in the nation in my division, out of 200 plus. So for somebody that had never been in a car, was using an old car, a motor with unknown nights on it, all in all, it was a good year. Last year I made the decision to move. I moved from South Dakota to Tennessee, to North Carolina. Stayed in North Carolina for a few months and ultimately ended up here in East Tennessee, and was honestly debating about selling the car. There's not any tracks here local that we're going to run, and the closest one I could find that ran weekly was like 4 hours away, 4.5, and I didn't want to make that long of a pull to make one race a week. So I was going to sell the car, go to a different division, similar cars, but basically start over. We were going to do that in 2026. Well, about a week and a half ago, I caught wind of a series that's up this general direction. They're called the Ohio Valley Legend Series. They run, try to keep you all out of the sun, they run Ohio, obviously, West Virginia, West Virginia, I have to look again, and Kentucky. Meaning my furthest pull would unfortunately be 5.5, almost 6 hours. But my closest pull would be 1 hour and 20 minutes. Most of them are around the 3-hour mark, give or take. 3.5, something like that. So not a big difference from 2023. So got to looking into it, and still got the car, still got everything. I've still got my gear, I've still got parts, so I've still got everything. Decided, you know what? I've been working like crazy. I haven't been able to put a lot of money back because of, I still got the house in South Dakota. My beard looks like crap. I've still got the house in South Dakota. It unfortunately has not sold yet, has not even been put on the market yet due to some unforeseen issues. So I'm also having to pay that mortgage and all that as well. Fantastic, right? Anyways, I say that to say this. We're going back racing. The car's here. Most of y'all know I live permanently at a campground right now until the house sells, and then I'm buying some property here in Tennessee because I absolutely love it here. The car's here at the campground. well, the trailer which has the car on it. I'd love to get a new trailer, but let's be honest, that's until the house sells, it's not an option. So I got into the trailer the other day, and something just didn't sound right. Wasn't 100% sure on what it was, but something didn't sound right. Come to find out, my motor's going south. Again, I bought this car at a very good deal from somebody I knew that helped me be able to get into it. And there was unknown knowledge on the motor when they got it. And then, like I said, I put 30 plus on it. I changed the oil. I did everything I was supposed to do, but yeah, it's racing. You're beating on these things hard, especially this style motor. So now we've got a decision to make. We either don't race this year, or we gotta do some fixing real fast. So I can stay with the same motor, which is a old cold motor, which they don't make anymore. Or I shouldn't say they don't make anymore. You can find them. You can get them rebuilt. But you're at most tracks at a disadvantage running this style motor. Because once the oil gets hot, they start to lose power. And it's a pretty steep drop off. Even my car, my lap times, you can easily tell when the oil got hot and the motor started losing power. My times changed pretty drastically. Because in this class, we're so such an even playing field, 1,500, 2/10 a lap is the difference between running mid-pack, which is honestly about the best my car was capable of, to running at the back of the pack and hoping you don't get lapped. And maybe in most of my circumstances, not even making shows. I was close, but the big shows where you're talking 35, 40, one night I believe we had 46 cars at a big show, I didn't even make the feature. The car's just not capable. The motor made the car not capable. So I've got a lead on replacing the motor with the same one that's in it, which is a reasonable price. It's got low nights on it, and it would get me back on the track the fastest. There's 61 days till the first race of the season. There's 38 days until the first test and tune that's here somewhat local, about 40 minutes down the road. And I've been out of the car for a year, so I need to see time before I jump on a track for like an actual race, if optionable. That being said, I don't want to be a middle of the pack guy or a back of the pack guy. And even though this replacement motor would be better, it's still limited for longevity purposes. So that leaves me with doing an upgrade. The upgrade is an expensive upgrade. It is. It's a very expensive upgrade. And if the house was sold, it wouldn't be an issue. I could pull out of that, do what I need to do, and just start putting money back again. And if I didn't have enough for my property, and get it, a few months down the road, no big deal. Like I said, unfortunately, the house hasn't sold, so we're purging money to an extent. I'm putting money back, but I'm purging to an extent right now. I am wanting to make a serious run this year. Am I going to win national points? No, not at all. Am I going to win every other feature? No. I'm very honest about these things, and most of y'all know that. But I want to have a chance. I want the problem to be me or a setup, not a motor issue. And right now, that's my biggest hindrance. I can learn to do better setups. I can learn to drive better. I can't learn to make a motor work better, unfortunately. So my hope is to do a conversion kit to go from this motor I'm running now away from it and go to a water-cooled motor, which runs a radiator just like everything else. So it doesn't matter if our race is 7 minutes long or 70 minutes long. As long as there's coolant in the radiator, the motor stays at the same temp, my power stays there, I go to a electronic fuel injection motor versus a carbureted motor like what my current one is. It's a very, very big upgrade. Doesn't give me any more power, but it means everything stays consistent. And this class is all about consistency. So with that being said, I'm doing something I never thought I'd say I'd do. I need help. I've started a GoFundMe. Do I expect to get the money I need for this upgrade? No, because it's a pretty big pinch. But, you know, you hear people say $1 will help. $1 will help. If it's enough dollars, makes up a lot of dollars. If it's $1, if it's $5, if it's $20, the amount is not the important part. Individually. But I do need some help. And as much as I hate to ask it, I want to keep traveling. I want to keep traveling to race. I enjoy it. I enjoy being able to see new tracks, see new areas. Me and Luke have a blast. We have an absolute blast with it. Yeah, we sleep in the truck. Yeah, it's long hours. Yeah, it sucks sometimes, but it's worth it. The payout at the end of the night doesn't matter to me. I don't care that I'm not winning and not bringing home, $200, $300, $1,000 on these big races. That's not the important part. The important part is the enjoyment and the time I get to spend with Luke and the friends and the people I've met along the way. And I want to continue that. But I also want to be competitive. I can't be stupid about this and go out with a car that's not capable and just roll around the back. That's not... The competitor in me isn't okay with that. My brain isn't okay with that because it's a stupid financial decision, even dumber than racing is in general, even though I can't not do it. So I've set up a GoFundMe, and I'll put the link in the comments below. If you're willing to help out with $1, help out with $1. If you're not, that's okay too. That doesn't matter to me one bit, but I would appreciate the help. One way or another, we're going to be on the track. Just a matter of in what aspect are we on the track. Are we there competing, or are we there having fun? I'd like to be there competing, but I'm still going to have fun either way. So the GoFundMe account will be in the comments below. If you're willing to help, if you know anybody with a business that would be willing to do a actual sponsorship on then have them send me a message. Have them send me a message on Facebook. If you've got my number and they want to just text me, that works too. They can try to call me, but with these work schedules and the flying and everything, phone calls are a little harder to handle occasionally right now, because we're pretty busy right now with traveling the country doing work. So I've already put in for the vacation days for this series, and I've got something else I want to do that I'm gonna wait a little longer to let that cat out of the bag. But if you know anybody with a farm, a business, whatever, that's willing to do a sponsorship, give me their info after you speak with them. Don't just give me their info at random, please. Or give them my info, and I would be thrilled to talk with them about what the options would be then. Again, it doesn't have to be $1,000. Anything would help and would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, Lone Star Racing's back. I don't know how good it's gonna be back, but it's back. Me and Luke are gonna see some more people and meet some new faces, and we're gonna have some fun doing it. Thanks, guys. I'll be seeing you.